Wow. So what a difference a few years can make. So I started driving in 2016, and in those early years, Lyft was the driver company. They treated us well. They had, really helpful people at their hub. Everything was pink and soft and inviting and great, right? And I drove for them twice as often as I drove for Uber. Well, things sure have changed. And I'm here to tell you that there are three things that Lyft has been doing that I don't like. And I'm going to share with you what those three things are. This is the reason I haven't driven for Lyft in almost 3 to 4 months. And at this rate, I don't see any reason to go back. So I'm going to cover those three things in this video. Three things I don't like about what Lyft is doing. And stick around, because at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you some strategies so that you can, regardless of the hijinks that Lyft is throwing at the drivers, things you can do so that you can keep your revenue stream consistent and even going up. Consistent and going up. So all that and a whole lot more coming up. Hey everybody, it's Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. Drinking from my great big new mug of cold brew coffee with protein drink. Yeah. Okay, so what you're seeing right now, this is by way of background. So the number of people doing gig work on apps like Uber and Doordash more than doubled during the pandemic. So we got a big problem here, drivers. There's a ton more people who want to drive for Uber and Lyft. Now, clearly, if there's more drivers and the same number of rides, there's going to be less rides for all the drivers, right? So what exactly happened? So what happened was the pandemic hit, and something shifted in the mindset of workers where a lot of people kind of liked working from home, and a lot of people kind of liked not working. So there are less people that went back to work. So those people that didn't go back to work are saying, well, I still need to make some money. What could I do, right? Well, everyone's got a car. If they don't have a car, the Uber and Lyft even lets you rent cars, and you can make some money driving. The other thing that happened is we're bordering on a recession. The economy has definitely been slowing down. Interest rates have gone way up, thanks to the Fed, because they're trying to tamp down on inflation. Remember, a year ago, we had really horrible rising prices. So as a result of that, more and more people need to make a little bit more money. So that's another reason people are jumping into the workforce, right? So bad news for drivers, good news for Uber and Lyft, because that means they don't have to pay us as much money. And what I've seen so far is Uber has been pretty consistent. Lyft, though, has been doing these things to make it much, much harder to make money using their service. So how has Lyft been doing? All right. So what you're looking at here is a chart that shows the stock price this year, Uber versus Lyft. And the bottom line is Uber's gone up 80% and Lyft has dropped 5%. So that's where things sit. So Lyft has a lot of work to do. And then enter David Risher, new CEO, and his job, he is tasked with turning Lyft around, right? Making Lyft more like Uber, showing profitability for the first time, increasing revenues, right? Increasing revenue streams, so and reducing expenses. So that's the whole environment that we find ourselves in. So number one, inconsistent incentive programs. So with Uber, I pretty consistently get bonuses, right? And it pretty, it certainly goes up and down a little bit, but it stays pretty consistent. Lyft, though, will go from, wow, big bonus, big offers for me, and then nothing. In fact, I went a 3-month period without a single offering, a single bonus offered to me. So it's very inconsistent. Now, just last weekend, they offered me a earnings guarantee bonus of $225 if I do 15 rides. Now that's down to $175, and who knows what it's going to be next week. So that's the first thing I don't like. The offers are just all, they go from, okay to none for a long time, and then a few more. So that's the first thing I don't like. No bueno. Number 2, David Risher intends to kill Surge. So you can see on this news from TechCrunch, Lyft wants to kill surge pricing. And during the most recent earnings call, this was reported by TechCrunch. It says, during Tuesday's earnings call, Risher, so he's the new CEO, said that surge pricing might work to incentivize more drivers during peak service. That's us. But it also acts as a demand suppressor when riders don't want to pay exorbitant fees just to get home after work. Primetime pricing, that's surge pricing, is a bad form of price raising, said Risher. So this is after it's been going on for like 10 years. It's a particularly bad because riders hate it with a fiery passion. And so we're really trying to get rid of it. And because we've got such a good driver supply, it's decreased significantly. So that's not great, right? He's saying because there's so many drivers now, he can pay less, offer less surge because there's always some driver to take the ride. Lyft driver supply is the highest it's been in 3 years, up more than 20% year over year. And the average hours per active driver has reached a new high above 2019 levels, according to a spokesperson for Lyft. Horrible. This is horrible. You know, surge is something that we can do to make a little bit extra. And here's the CEO just flat out saying, I don't need to offer it anymore because I got more drivers, right? So I don't like that either. Number 3, Lyft is reducing driver bonuses. So not only are they looking to kill surge, but they're looking to reduce driver bonuses. And I'm a living example of that, right? 3 months without a bonus. And as I already talked about how they're inconsistent, but just getting rid of them completely. It seems to be the direction they're going. And that takes for me, all the fun out of driving, because I like the opportunity to make more than other drivers, right? I don't want that we all drive for a certain rate and we're all paid equally. I like the game of it. And taking away surge and taking away bonuses, it's just so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. So what can drivers do? Well, in my case, I just walked away, right? Because I have Uber, right? So if you don't have Uber in your market, you must have DoorDash, right? You can deliver food, right? Or you can deliver packages, right? There's other things you can do with your car. Now here, I made a list of some other things that you could even think about as an alternative to delivering people or food. So the list goes like this: switch to other ride-sharing platforms. Okay, so we covered that. Delivery services, we covered that. Freelance driving, right? You can set yourself up as a driver who will, say, for example, take people to the airport, right? I have friends of mine who know I'm an Uber driver, and they say, will you drive me to the airport? And I charge them about twice what I would make for Uber. Now, they know they're getting me, they know they're getting a clean car, and they don't have to worry about me not showing up. So I can charge a premium for that kind of a service. You could drive a taxi or work for a private transportation services. So I did this in San Francisco. I drove for a taxi service for 1 week. It was great. I made a little bit less money, but that was just after a week. I'm sure if I did it for a little bit longer, I could have figured out the angles. So that's another option. You can rent out your vehicle, right? Using services like Turo. You could get hooked up with a carpooling or shuttle service. You can create your own personal driving service. And you can also diversify income streams by doing a whole bunch of those different things at the same time, okay? Now, the thing I wanted to share with you the most, though, is when times like this happen, when things go sideways like they kind of are with Lyft, this is an opportunity, this is a catalyst for you to explore new opportunities. Like this image shows, this big idea, you can have this big idea. So, this is what many people call their plan B. What is it you really want to be doing, right? Sometimes, like the pandemic was like a big catalyst for many, many people. For me, it completely shifted me from full-time driver to full-time day trader. Huge, huge shift happened because of what looked like something very, very terrible turned out to be something really, really good. So if you're a driver for Lyft and you don't have many other options, then you got to look outside of the box. What is it that you could be doing that would allow you to meet some need out there in the marketplace that you're good at, right? So that's my takeaway from all of this is a lot of times when things go bad, it's like it's like a signal, a sign, right? That, okay, that's not working. It's like a 2x4 in the side of your head. That's not working for me anymore. What should I be doing instead? What can I do instead? So see this as an opportunity. If you're in a Lyft market and you're finding these things are happening to you and you don't have other options, maybe you don't have an Uber, maybe you don't have Doordash, or maybe you're just tired of driving and you really want to do something else. This is the time to seize that opportunity because you're kind of being pushed in that direction. Use that energy to propel you into the next thing that you want to do. So what are the key takeaways here? Well, ultimately, we'd like to have a relationship with Uber and Lyft of mutual respect where we can all do our jobs and earn good money. But that's not the situation that we're in, right? Lyft is under tremendous pressure to turn a profit. We are the drivers, so we are a big expense, so they're trying to bring the cost down. Since more and more people want to get into the marketplace, they are able to do that and still provide their service. So that puts us into what seems like a really bad situation. But what I'm saying is turn it on its side and use this to propel you to go find something else to do. And that's the key takeaway, okay? There's always other options. And if you're not seeing them, go talk to somebody. Say, hey, what am I really good at? What do you think I should be doing with my life, right? Somebody you trust, somebody who has your best interest at heart. This whole driving for Lyft thing isn't working. The prices are coming down. I'm not making as much money. I got to find something else to do. What do you think, right? Get those ideas, get them going, okay? Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. This is Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. I hope you can get into this energy that I'm trying to push through this video, that there's other things to do besides rideshare driving. And if you're finding this thing that's happening isn't working for you anymore, go. There's other things to do. There's other things to do. Lots of other things to do. That, in fact, is the gig economy. It's a bunch of people figuring out things to do that they can do for people, and they got their own little tiny business going. And many people are thriving in this environment. So take this as that push to thrive. All right? Go tell somebody you love them. Give this a like. Subscribe to our channel. Have a great day. Be safe out there. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.